And introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 84.5 kilograms and trains under Conrad Borowicki out of CJC and Fusion. His professional record stands at 4 wins, 3 defeats, fighting out of Cairns, Australia. This is Sebastian Temesi! And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, he weighed in at 84.4 kilograms and trains under Steve Compton and Ryan Doyle at a Team Compton's Training Centre and Oasis Fight Academy. With a professional record, 8 wins, 5 losses, fighting out of Wales by way of Sunshine Coast, Australia. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the former Eternal Middleweight Champion, John Martin Fraser!
Went through the rules earlier on. Make sure you listen to my command at times, defend yourselves at times. Let's hook them up. Let's get ready for work. Good luck to you both.
Final assignment of the evening for the Bull, Peter Hickmont, and he's got his hands full with Seb Temesi in the blue, John Fraser in the red.
Going good? One.
Fraser says no touch of gloves. Let's get to it, MCT, alongside Matt Bones Williams. This is your main event of Eternal 95 here in Logan City. Tonight's main event again, proudly presented by proper number 12 Irish whiskey. Mark every win.
And look how Temesi carrying his hands low, as he often does, low and wide. It's a very dangerous game to play against John Fraser. And he'll push it and he'll apply big punches like that. Like I said, he'll often lurch in behind that right hand. It's got some real pep and he's about 90% back, Temesi.
Well, there's that left hook again, made famous by the Welshman, John Fraser. He's finished many of his former opponents with that one technique, but he's added plenty of tools to his skill set since then. And that left hand again down the middle, trying to catch Temesi as he enters. A huge right hand from Temesi. Down goes the former 2-time champ. And Seb Temesi, a big moment here in round number 1. Not even a minute in, Matt Williams. My goodness.
Yeah, like I said, that right hand's an absolute sniper rifle. And he jumped into the scramble where judo guys are usually so apt, but no gi, no grips tonight. John Martin Fraser finds something, potentially still buzzed from that punch, but now with the opportunity to take his time and recover with 3 minutes and 30 left on the clock in the first.
Well, they both landed big shots in those exchanges. Temesi, that right hand, sent Fraser to the canvas. He's back up and in position now. Trying to work out of the half guard of Temesi, stuffing him up against the cage.
Martin Fraser's doing a good job maintaining that head position. It's occupying all the space between Temesi and the opportunity to stand up, sitting heavy on that leg. And Temesi, he needs an underhook, stuck on the outside here at the minute. He needs to free that bottom leg.
Heavy hits, Johnny, heavy hits. That short one, bro.
Good control here from Martin Fraser. Looks like he's recovered now, chopping away with a little right elbow over the top. Judo has a lot of top control positions. It doesn't offer much from the bottom.
Well, he's trying to posture up, and you saw moments of the power Fraser can put on display. A hammer fist from ceiling to floor, but Temesi just trying to hold on to him for the moment. Short shots on the inside for Fraser seem to be working. Now to the body, Matt Williams.
Temesi needs to get his legs going. His legs aren't working here, so not offering a lot in terms of trying to architect an escape.
John, head fight, don't head butt.
Needs to free the bottom leg. Martin Fraser just riding him out, and will look to do just that. He's so mean when he does that, Martin Fraser, isn't he?
Well, he's certainly recovered from that big right hand. Fraser starting to take control of this fight with just under 2 minutes left on the clock in the first round. And Temesi, for what was an explosive start, needs to explode back to his feet, Matt.
Yeah, he does. He's hit the ejector seat button and go flying, because just cramming down on that head's not really doing anything. He needs to pummel a left underhook And he can start to escape out their side as Martin Fraser looks to move to mount. Temesi recovers half guard. He almost puts himself in, puts his arm across rather than frames. And Martin Fraser is loving this, just slowly working Temesi over to his corner. If he keeps going, they're going to end up in Northgate at Team Compton.
Well, he's done plenty of work inside the walls of Team Compton. Speaking of middleweights, Blair Bretag, an up-and-coming prospect in this division. One of his teammates at Team Compton, but Temesi trying to survive the last minute of what was a great start for Seb upon his 4-year layoff, returning to the cage tonight.
He's got a butterfly hook. He can look to elevate Martin Fraser here and start to frame off, which he does. But you can't do it flat on your back. You need to start posting with those hands. Maybe try and get behind the knees with your arms and wrestle up. As John Martin Fraser just launches himself like Goldberg from the old wrestling days and ends up back in top position, and a great position to land some ground and pound to make a big statement on round number 1.
Well, it's one thing to take shots from Fraser on the feet. It's a totally different story when you're on the bottom taking punches from a very big, aggressive man, and Seb has to move. Peter Hickmont will not tolerate more of this, but it looks like Temesi will make it out of round 1, and he's quite happy just to relax for the moment as the siren goes for the close of the first round. Second round coming up. Taysom Malone, Dylan Lahari, Odin Musket, Christian Lapham, Mitch McLaren, who made his pro debut here at Eternal 95. And speaking of middleweights, Kai Killer Kirby, possibly set to return at Proving Grounds Fight League 7. We'll see you there. Round 2 continues our main event here in Logan.
Yeah, no surprises that Martin Fraser fancied himself on the ground, takes this one straight back down with only 20 seconds past and gets straight back to work. Peter Hickmont was urging Temesi to show something else on the ground. And Martin Fraser might fancy himself to get him out of here, maintaining this good, strong top half position where he's able to chop down with the elbows, trying to decapitate the far north Queenslander all the way from Cairns. Bottom leg pin now. He's the pummel left underhook here, frame and pummel does Temesi, and then he can start to stand up. There's that MA1 glove starting to sneak through, butterfly in place.
Well, you'd have to think that Fraser certainly recovered from that flash knockdown in the first round, and as we approach rounds 2 and 3, conditioning and cardio may come into play for Temesi, especially having such a long layoff.
Yeah, I think so. Martin Fraser, I noticed when he got back to the corner there, he did a great job of just getting his breathing back under control and spent about the first 30 seconds doing that before they delivered the information. He came out with his mouth closed, breathing through his nose. Temesi here, this is his best opportunity to get back up. He needs to frame the head away of Fraser. Feet on the hips, just needs space, does Temesi. Locks up full guard.
Well, when you consider both these guys weighed in on weight at 84 kilograms, they certainly don't look like it tonight. They look much bigger. That's a huge man on top of Seb Temesi, and although he's certainly surviving at the moment, you don't want to stay there against Fraser. Big hammer fist. And again, Peter Hickmont imploring Seb to improve his position. And although he's protecting himself intelligently, he can't take too many more shots.
Yeah, just he needs something here because Peter Hickmont's right over the action. And this is not a good position, starting to end up in more of a dope mount as Martin Fraser will collapse that leg over and look to pin the bottom one with his shin. Might maybe even step over to mount. This is a really good position here for Martin Fraser to deliver some big ground and pound. He would have heard Peter Hickmont right on top of the action. Know just how close this one is to being finished with a couple big strikes. Back exposed now for Temesi. Some huge punches.
Well, he needs to get back in the win column, does Fraser. A hard-fought fight in a title matchup with Darcy Vendy not too long ago. He wants his belt back and possibly look to make a run, a third title run for the Eternal Middleweight Championship. It starts tonight with a victory over Seb Temesi, and he's doing a good job as he moves into full mount now.
And this three-quarter mount will aid him better to land the ground and pound. Moves back to full mount. Elbow's a good one, just thuds around the Logan Entertainment Centre. The Team Compton's team charging him on. They know how just close they are to getting this one done. Temesi, he needs something now, T.
Indeed he does. Just over a minute to work, and that is plenty of time for Fraser right in front of his team now. He will take their advice, although with his experience, he knows exactly what he needs to do. Big shots from Fraser. Final warning from Peter Hickmott. Temesi shakes him off and back to his feet, but look at the damage done from the former champ as Temesi trying to land some elbows behind the ear of Fraser. What a war we are experiencing in our main event.
Yeah, Temesi got back to his feet, but he was so tired, wasn't he? He wasn't able to get anything going, and the cage here in Logan has become a bloodbath, and it's Martin Fraser bathing in it at the moment.
Last warning from Peter Hickmott. He fought back from the last one. That'll do it for the former champ, John Martin Fraser. Is back, victorious at Eternal 95 in Logan.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge has called a stop to this fight at 4 minutes and 31 seconds of round number 2. Declaring your winner via TKO, John Martin Fraser!